Welcome to DOREEN'S African Experiences, and I'm here to remind you, please like, subscribe and share. The other thing, basically today we're simply talking about tiling. I'm here to tell you a few things that I learned about tiling, other things that I know about tiling that could actually make your job quite simple. The first thing, always have your team ready. Yes. And most of these people that's tiling, they charge in square meters, yeah? They'll charge you depending on the people you get. But most of them start from about 15,000, 10,000, 20,000, even some people charge 30,000 per square meter. So you should keep this support up your sleeve. You should know how much you're willing to spend. And number two, you should know there is a difference between these tiles, yeah? When you go to buy them, they'll explain to you, they'll discuss with you, and they'll tell you what the difference is, yeah? Some of them are porcelain, some are ceramic, so all these things are quite different because some tiles, yeah, go on the wall and some go on the ground. I'm sure you already know this, but usually me, when I'm tiling, try to look for something a bit unique, but unique is expensive. And the other thing is, if you're buying from far, yeah, that's it. If you're not buying from a local store, always try to buy an extra box or two for your own safety, because you don't want to go through the whole hassle of having to buy all over again after what you bought is not enough. I don't know if it makes sense, yeah? The other thing is, I learned something quite interesting. Did you know that when they're tiling the walls, yeah, forget the ground, but the walls, the tiles are soaked fast? I know, right? It's quite interesting. So those tiles to the walls are soaked fast for about 10 to 15 minutes, even more, depending on how much time your people have. But yeah, that's quite interesting. It's all interesting knowledge to get to find out. And now, for those people that's been contacting me about construction, yes, I do build, but my people, everyone has a price. Everyone has a price, and your price should be able to fit exactly within what you produce. My price is cheap. I believe my price is cheap, considering to how much work I deliver, considering to how good my people are. You could go and employ anybody you want, that's okay. But if you're coming to me, trust me, if I tell you a price, I've given you, oftentimes I'm giving you my lowest price. And I'm always within reason, yeah? I personally, I'm not going to go touch my pocket, deep into my pocket to come and pay people to build your house for you. That's your house, that's your baby, that's your project. So yes, we want these jobs, but people, if you're coming to us, endeavor to understand that we are coming to work and we have needs too. When I tell you I need this, I need it. You understand? And it's your job, so it's within your rights to provide it to me and my team. You cannot be expecting me to pay my own people off my own money on your project. Let's have some respect for each other and let's be mutual, you know? I like legal things. I like things legally, done legally, you know? And half the time I tell people the math doesn't lie. Always try to sit down, calculate these things. I'm serious. You can even calculate your bricks or the bricks that can fit on an entire house. Remember, all these things are made within measurements. Even when I'm making bricks or blocks, they have measurements. And I believe this is a standard size for every single person. As long as someone says I have a 6-inch block, 4-inch block, 8-inch block. Yeah? These things have measurements, so let's have respect. Sit down, calculate. If you see that you want to pay my people an amount that does not even constitute to the material, whereby I know these are not machines, these are people. So I know the maximum a person can lay a day. I know this. So me, when I look at it, I calculate within and I tell you, this is what have to charge, and I always give my lowest rate. I don't understand why people want me to go and do for them as they want me to do for them. I'm so sorry, but I'm not that. I don't advise actually anyone. If you have a business, if you have a project, if you have a company, don't be desperate. Don't be desperate, because this is gonna cost you. Every time you are desperate for anything, for a client, for work, you are always going to end up making serious losses or losing serious money because you were desperate. This world has so many people, even a mere country, over 4 million people. You cannot tell me that you will never get someone who will understand that this is you. That's what you work with, that's what you want. I'm sure there's someone who come about. That's why you should never have one source of income. You should always do more than one thing. Because if this is not panning out, something else has to. But I'm not going to go out of my way to make you happy when I'm unhappy. I don't do that. I don't do that. If I'm unhappy, both of us, all of us are going to be unhappy, because you don't understand. As a team leader, if the team leader is unstable, the whole team is unstable. Production goes off, everything goes off. Yeah? Half the time, it's very important that you look for someone within your means. It's very important. Other than you employing people and you don't want to pay them at the end of the job. Why did you employ someone that was out of your wind or out of your means? You know, this business of people taking advantage of people is unacceptable. It's very unacceptable, and personally, I do not allow it. I don't like anyone to take advantage of me, no, unless I want to, but no, not often. So yeah, basically, thanks for watching. Let's get into the video. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So for starters, I hope you're okay. These are the things that you need in order to tile very well. Pause and take a screenshot, and I'm going to explain them furthermore. I got my tiles from the industrial area that is within Kampala, not any other industrial area. I got them from Kampala industrial area. Yeah, basically there is a place there, Mirage. They do wholesale for tiles, and their prices, if you think they're expensive, then out there is more expensive. So basically that same day, a day ago, we got our electricity installed. That is, we already had electricity, but we didn't have a meter, so we acquired a Yaka meter finally, and I had the lights up, everything. So that's good news. Now, the other things you should know before tiling, a few tricks, a few things that you should have up your sleeve. In Uganda, I didn't see it anywhere, and believe me, I looked. You see what he's doing on the ground, yeah? He creates a thick layer of cement and adhesive. And then he uses a level to try and level it out. You understand? Thing is, even before they put this layer, the ground must be wet, yeah? Every ground or wall or anything, before you tile, you should wet them. So you need to have some water on site. And yeah, we don't have underlayer in Uganda, which is quite interesting. Basically, if you had underlayer, you wouldn't need that. You just put it down and then put your tiles on. But nobody really had it, so we had to do it the way it's done here. And it's still good. It's still a good way to do it. Yeah. So basically, once you've done that, you get your tile, and you have to be very careful. You have to be extremely careful. The other thing is, most of these people that are styling, they want to mix all these mixes from your house. Please don't let them, if possible, because they want a clean ground or anything. If possible, get for them something, a polythene or anything they can work on, but do not let them work inside your house. Especially now, look at me. The house was painted, and initially they wanted to mix from inside the house. I couldn't let that because I knew they would completely mess up the walls. Yeah? Yay, my pineapples. I finally have some pineapples growing. Now, going in, the thing is, yeah, when you have people working for you, have to be extremely strict, and you have to be specific with what you want. Yeah, a little bit of laziness could cost you. So always make sure that you emphasize what you want and what you don't want. You have to know what you want and what you don't want. Don't let anybody think for you, yeah? So when you're going up, you see these tiles. So now these ones are porcelain. Those are the ones that's really polished, like shiny. Now you have to keep in mind that those tiles are slippery. Yes, they are. So when you're done tiling them in the future, you might need to move around with less feet. Yeah, you can get house sandals or anything like that. Yeah, but they look nice. Yeah, but they are slippery. Though not too slippery though, but you get the point. And when you're going to the bathroom floors, please do not use porcelain or those super gloss or those shiny polished tiles on the ground. You will die. I'm not even joking about this. You've had so many people dying from bathrooms. That's the thing. You need ceramic tiles, those rough looking tiles, yeah? But you can still get nice ones, but rough looking. And even then, when you're going into your bathroom, even if you have ceramic tiles, please do not go in barefoot, yeah? Unless you have a tub. But you walk in with your sandals, your house sandals, and then you leave them at the tub, and then you step in carefully, because these things that happen in bathrooms, there's so many deaths, and you might not even know this, but so many people die from recklessness. So you need to buy a few sandals for your house, yeah, and it's very simple. It's quite simple. And if you have kids, you have to be very careful. Unless the ground is completely dry, don't let your child run about, yeah. So basically, when they're using these tiles in the bathrooms, most of them, actually all of them on the floor should be ceramic. Oh, I don't know how some countries call it, but those rough looking tiles for the ground. And then for the walls, you can have them polished porcelain, but for the bathroom walls, they are lighter, they are not as heavy, they are not as thick. And one thing I also learned is that these people soak these wall tiles, not the ground ones, but the walls. They soak them up, and then they leave them in for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then they still wet the wall, and then they apply their mix, and it seemed to work efficiently. So that's a trick. I think when they told me when the walls are dry, the tiles can literally fall off and break, and you don't want that. Now the other thing is, make sure if you have someone calculating for you your square meters, make sure they know exactly what they're doing. Don't let anyone guess for you, unless you're buying your tiles from near. Now look at someone like me. I'm getting my tiles from Kampala industrial area, and I'm in Monkono. Now imagine if they got done, because believe me, after I finished my job, I tried to look around and see if anyone had them, and nobody had the exact tiles I had. Imagine the cost with which I would have to go back to Kampala to secure more tiles, in case the person who had done my measurements was reckless, completely unaware. So you have to know these things. And most people don't take time to choose tiles. It's like choosing a paint. You have to know, or you have to pick something that speaks to you, something that relates with your house, something that's going to make your house stand out. Yeah? Something that's going to, I don't know how to put this. You have to know exactly what you want. Don't just let anybody choose for you. Don't just choose something because that's what's there. There is always more. Yeah? So when they're done putting, you see that small black wall tile that's on the wall? Even I have to do a brush of paint next to it that's after what the job is done, yeah? I have to pass a brush of paint in order to match it up, and I need someone that's very qualified for that. Ooh, a bird and a cow. But yeah, guys, there isn't much to tiling really. Oh, the other thing is you have to choose grout that looks like your tiles. Don't go choosing black grout when your tiles are white, gray or something. This will look awkward. But I believe for me, I think gray is a neutral color that could go with most colors. So I always like to choose gray. And it doesn't go dirty so quickly. Yeah, so grout is important, and there is grout for tiles. Oh yeah, even adhesive. Every type of tile has its own adhesive. So when you're buying, you have to explain what type of tiles you have to this person. Even if you don't explain, the bags are written on that this is for ceramic tiles, this is for porcelain. Yeah, keep that in mind. See, lights? I like lights. But yeah, basically, this is a long way, and I'm so glad and grateful. And the other thing is, when these people are cutting these tiles, if your site doesn't have electricity yet, that could be a problem for certain tiles, especially porcelain. Ceramics are easy. They are easier to cut because they use some kind of cutting tool that's quite easy. But when you have porcelain or these gloss, these kind of tiles, you need to have electricity so they can use a machine. Yes, because if you use that cutter that's non-electric, it could break the tiles, and so many things happen when you're using that cutter. But at least when they're using the electric machine, there is less to no accidents. But I guarantee you there will be accidents if they're using that cutter. It's like I can't believe this. I forgot to take its photo. I'm going to see if I can find it and post it here. That's easy. These bathroom tiles quite easy to cut, quite easy. But those other tiles, you don't need to take that risk. Oh yeah, you see that steel wire. That steel wire, apparently it cleans glass and tiles better than anything in the world, and I was surprised. So basically, I was thinking, doesn't it scratch it or anything? But that type of steel wire, this type that you see, if you've grown up in Uganda, you know the type I'm talking about, the very old-fashioned type that most people don't even use anymore. Yeah, because it has particles, that could affect your health. So you have to be careful with it as well, because it can sting you or cut you. But yeah, look at that. It will clean the tiles perfectly well. Even glass windows, so you can use that as well. A new trick. I know, every day we learn something. Isn't it amazing? What did I forget? You need spacers. The spacers are put in to ensure that your tiles have equal size, equal height, equal spacing, See that? It's done now. The whole thing is done. The girl child can rest. So as we speak, the boys' quarters are close to completion, and then we'll move back to the house. Probably the fence next, but yeah. Everything is done. And you see that lining? Oh, the arrangement in the bathroom. If you have tiles, these tiles have a flow. See that? Make sure this person is arranging them according to their flow. Don't let some curves look the other way and other curves look this other way. They should be in uniform. You see that? Don't forget that. All your designs, whichever designs, have to be uniform. See? Make sure they are. They have to take time. By the way, tiling is not a rush job. You see that? You see that? Uniform. They have to be uniform. It looks elegant. The arrangement is everything. So you get me though. And you need to give them the tools, some tools that they can't give themselves. You have to give them to them. And while you're working, please be careful. For watching, please subscribe, like, and share. And I appreciate the time. I appreciate the loyalty with which you watch me, with which you approach me. I'm always going to be honest. I'm always going to respond, and I'm always going to be there. As long as I have to be, I'll be there. I deliver and I keep time. For me, time is everything. I like to be precise. I like to keep time, and I like perfection. I am a perfectionist. I can't help it. But that being a perfectionist comes with its own issues. Yeah. But honestly speaking, people, for everyone that's been shouting me, everyone that's been contacting me, we appreciate you. For some of you, I'm sorry I've been a bit up and down, but I'm always going to respond. I always respond. I always make sure to leave an email in my description below, and you can email me anything, and I'll respond, you know. There are people who are going to build and they don't even know how much material they need. If you're hiring a team that can't even calculate that for you, I'm sorry, half the time I believe you're already making your first mistake, you know. But yeah, we can always help you out, calculate your stuff for you. Even if you're not going to give us the job, it's okay. We don't mind helping you because this is us. As Africans, we need to push each other in the right direction. So when someone comes to you with a little bit of progress or any progress, it's always good to support and help any way you can, yeah? Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like, and share.